Farron doesn't flinch.
Dropping is Trevor. Looking. Fires it deep downfield. That ball's tipped and intercepted. It is intercepted. It was tipped into the air. Cole Bishop picks off the carom. And the Buffalo Bills are going to take a knee twice and win the ball game.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark.
And just like that, the Jaguars season ended abruptly with a deflected ball interception by the Buffalo Bills, and the Jacksonville Jaguars fall 27-24 to end their season after a 13-4 regular season campaign. Good morning, guys. No victory Monday. I was wearing the hell out of that shirt for the last 2 months, and it was a lot of fun. We got to wear it a lot this year, but not today. Tony, I know you were under the weather yesterday.
Yeah.
If you weren't, I'm sure the outcome would have made you feel that way a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
That's just how it goes sometimes. DG.
The playoffs are the playoffs, man. They're brutal.
It ends.
They give and they take. That's how it goes.
Dave, it ends, and it's all of a sudden it's over, and you think, wait, we're too good. We got to still be playing football right now.
You know, I was talking to my wife last night saying, I think this is really the first time I'm realizing how much the city is involved in when you're going to the playoffs and you're in the playoffs and these little plays. So when everybody comes up to me 4th and 2 and that kind of stuff in Pittsburgh, of course I know how big a moment that was, but I remember it as a football player. And now as a fan, I'm like, oh man, it would have been real nice to get a 4th and 2 in this game to win the game.
Right.
You know, so
our own version of that.
Yes, because now
this year's version.
Now I'm like, oh my gosh, we gotta wait till the offseason. We gotta wait till the season comes back around again next year, and then we gotta start this all over again. When we were right here, this was our time. But you know, then I say that and I think, well, it's gonna be nice to be hopefully going into a year where we're looked at as one of the good teams, and we play that way.
Well, that's the question. You got to play that way. You got to play
that
right?
way.
And I'm hopeful, and I think the foundation has been set.
Yeah.
But we were pretty confident coming out of 2017.
I know.
Right?
I know.
We were confident coming out of 2022, and it looked good at the beginning.
Yep.
But I mean, there's just nothing promised to you.
Never.
Trevor Lawrence alluded to it yesterday. He goes, man, it's tough to get here. You know, meaning it's tough to get in this position where you are playing at home, where you have had all these different things.
I don't know what the future
for
opportunities will look like for them. They had one yesterday.
They had one, and it
didn't come through.
Right, but to think you don't start off 13-4 next year.
No.
You start off with everybody else, and maybe the ball doesn't bounce your way. And, you know, there's so many different things. Or, you know what? Maybe you sneak in as a 9-8 wild card, and you go on a run to the Super Bowl, and that can happen too. So, Denmark, good morning to you.
What's up, Mike?
Last week.
Yep.
Thank you for all your many hard works and contributions.
I appreciate it.
That's as much time as I spent expressing that as much time you spent working hard around these parts.
Both are true.
Nah,
two can be true.
I'm gonna give Dylan a lot of shots before on the way out the door. It's just my nature. It's how I show love. Why don't we fire up today's 10-10 take,
Let's
Denmark?
10-10.
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brightened up by First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
All right, I just wanted to set my own personal tone on this. That's why I'm leading off with the 10-10 take today. There's going to be some disappointment today. There's going to be some second guessing. That's the nature of sports, right? You lose unless you did everything perfectly and you ran into the superior machine, which wasn't the case yesterday. You didn't do everything perfectly. There are going to be things that you can point to and say, man, if we had only done this, man, if we had only done that. But I'll say this. Overall, I had to have a hard time giving this Jaguars season anything other than an A+. And I get it. They didn't win the Super Bowl, so you have to leave some room for improvement. So in reality, maybe more like an A-, right? Just because it was so good, but I didn't expect 13 wins. I didn't expect a complete organizational transformation the way it seems to have taken root in so many corners of this team. And there's so many things to look forward to. with the foundation, with Liam Cohen's success, working with Trevor Lawrence. And granted, was it Trevor's best game yesterday? No. But Trevor Lawrence, look, you could feel however you like about him. But if you don't believe that you can win big with Trevor Lawrence after watching him play this year, then we're probably not ever going to see eye to eye on his potential or what his career is going to be. So I just want to say that there will be some criticism. There will be some critique, some second guessing. That's part of it. But at the end of the day, already I've been able, and I didn't think it would happen this quickly last night. I didn't even watch that game last night. I couldn't do it.
Too hard to.
It really was.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want
to watch anybody else play football.
Like, oh, we could beat them. We could beat them. I didn't want to have that, man.
Yeah.
So I had to remove myself from the equation a little bit. But overall, I mean, look, big picture, Jags took a massive, massive leap forward, and so many in the organization need to be complimented for that and thanked for that and recognized for that. And that, to me, is the overriding thing. So, again, that doesn't mean we're going to sit here and say they did this right, that right, everything went perfectly, because that's not reality. But it also doesn't mean that we can't recognize more than one thing at the same time.
Absolutely. And you're right. They swept out the corners of the organization, and they started saying, we've got to do this thing the right way. We've got to build it the right way from the inside out. And you can tell just by Tony Baselli being over there, our new head coach, our GM, just everybody, you can feel this team is changing their stripes, and they're heading in the direction that the fans, the team, the organization, everybody wants them to head in. Now, they've got to still continue to build and go do it, but you can just tell it's not just they put the lipstick on a pig or anything like that. They really did some stuff, because we didn't just win games by fluky plays, fluky outcomes. Every quarterback got hurt when we went out to play them. We actually played. Trevor played well at times. He played well for most of the season. Our defense showed up and got turnovers early, middle, and late. So it's a organization that is on the incline, and I'm excited for this team. I'm excited for this fan base to be a part of it.
And none of us can see the future. None of us know what's going to happen. You know what? Could they win the Super Bowl next year? Absolutely. Could they miss the playoffs entirely next year? Absolutely.
Yep.
That's the nature of sports. It's the nature of football. It is what it is. But for today, we invite your reaction specifically to yesterday. We'll have more time to reflect as a whole. I just wanted to be on record with that. Like, you'll hear critique and criticism. I would have taken the field goal. I would have taken the points. And I get, this is how Liam Cohen coaches. This is not the regular season where if you lose today, you come back next week. Everything is on this one game.
We talked about that last week.
We did.
We said maybe he'll change his stripes a little bit once he gets it. He did not.
And that's fine. I get it. Yeah. You live and die by it. Yeah. But I would have at that point, and I was saying at the time, I'm sitting there watching the game with JP Shadrack. I said, I'd kick it. I'd kick it. I'd kick it. 4th and 2. 4th and 1. It's a little bit different.
Because it was 4th and 2, I was with you.
Yeah.
I felt like if it was a little bit closer. But then also me as a former quarterback, I wanted Trevor to get the first down, like attempt to really go get it, not dive for it. When you dive, you lose your legs, and now you've got to, wherever you land, you hope that that's the first down. But what Josh Allen does, we need this touchdown right here. We need 2 yards.
Yeah, but Trevor's not built like that.
I know he's not, but for 1, 2, maybe 3 plays, you got to do whatever. You got to turn.
I understand the effort to do that.
Player.
I think he'd be willing to do that. My point being, I don't know if it would work. I don't know if it'd be
I said he might get stopped, but everybody's going to say, okay. He was definitely trying to get it. You're just saying, get the points.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying, that play specifically, I felt like Trevor sold out to get it. He saw it. He thought what he saw, and we can't, you've been there, right? We've sat there and critiqued you on Mondays, right?
Absolutely.
And David Garrard, what the hell, Tony, is he thinking out
Stop
there?
running so much.
But you are the one who sees what you see in that moment, and you've got about a third of a second to decide what you're going to do. And I thought I had no issue with his decision that he made. I just wish the shin hadn't hit the ground, and that's just what happened. So anyway, we can debate that one. We can debate should the running game have gotten more looks in the second half? We can look at yes, I agree with that as well. Short debate. But hey, in the end, we invite your reaction to it. Jag season came to an end, but hopefully it's just the beginning of a great era of Jacksonville Jaguar football. Your thoughts on that? 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC hotline. Also on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at that same number, 641-1010. You can hit us up on social media today at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard _9, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
You changing that handle when you leave us to
yeah, I'll probably just be
Double D's meats and cheeses, something like that. Something with meats and cheeses in there. So that makes sense.
Denmark's DMC.
I'll be like, how did I fall? Oh, that used to be Denmark, the Denmark I knew before he went the meats and cheeses road. All right. Also, what am I forgetting? Stream us today on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, and we'd love to hear from you. It's Mondays is really about your reaction as much as we can possibly make it. So let's hear what you thought about the game plan yesterday, the execution. If you want to talk about the season as a whole, that's fine as well. What they need to do, what your top priorities are for the offseason. It's all fair game. Join us here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods, locally owned, locally operated by the Thompson family since way back in 1956. By my count, that's 70 years Dandy's been serving the First Coast community. I've talked about Dandy's outstanding products for over a decade now. Personally enjoyed them for about 3 times as long. Dandy is the perfect go-to when you're in a hurry and you don't want the hassle of a long wait, and you can't go wrong. They got a great value compared to the drive-thru. Fast, fresh, always tasty, and waiting for you in the cold case at convenience stores all over Duval. As a matter of fact, right down from the Jacksonville Zoo, the Sunoco station on Heckscher Drive, San Marco Foods, they've got a great selection of Dandy sandwiches, whether it's a monster classic combo or maybe a delicious meatball sub. You're going to find plenty of choices to satisfy even the heartiest of appetites if you want fresh, quality products. The only name you need to know in Duval, folks, is Dandy. So do what I do when you're hungry. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. It takes all cylinders working together to complete a successful drive.
We need a drive right now.
Listen for the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Need a drive right now.
On 1010XL.
We gotta finish.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Listening that fits your schedule perfectly.
Absolutely brilliant.
Go on demand.
Ad-free shows after the live show's end.
How about that?
Channeled by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Are you searching for a career in the HVAC industry? Florida Home AC is looking for an A-team. Full-time positions for qualified individuals to train for HVAC service technicians, install mechanics, and sales consultants. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and click on careers to find out more. We're talking great compensation, a 5-day work week, no downtime in the off-season, and a company-provided vehicle. Check it all out at FloridaHomeAC.com/career. That's FloridaHomeAC.com/career. Equal opportunity employer.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Team at Garage Monday on 1010XL is restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
I don't think they put the black curtain up because we're in mourning, right? It's not that bad.
No.
Feels like
around these, but a little bit. It does give the studio a different little bit of a feel. They've kind of enclosed it. There's less of a window on the world. If I do this, you can still peek in on what's happening behind me at 1010XL. That is if you are streaming us on video right now. Got a little bit of a new backdrop look going on here, at least in part. But anyway, that's not the most important thing. But when have I ever let a butterfly in the room not distract me? All right, this one from Ed on Twitter this morning on X. This felt like a team loss. Offense, defense, special teams, and coaching all did well, but just not good enough. Many crucial moments that were super close to going our way. It was a fun season. Hopefully there's more to come. I think that's a very reasoned response. Look, you can feel however you like about it, as long as you're, respectful. Don't go crazy. Don't go on a 2-minute rant. We'll take your opinions, good, bad, otherwise.
Sure.
If you think we're all glossing over whatever, you're welcome to be more critical or less critical, or you feel how you feel about it. And we can't react for you. We can only react for ourselves.
Yeah, on Friday when we were going through keys, right, for this game against the Bills, we only went around the table twice, right? Like, that's the time that we had.
Yes.
If we had gone a third time, my third key was going to be...
outscore the Bills.
No.
Oh, damn it.
But my third key was going to be the things that are perceived to be to your advantage going into this game have got to be to your advantage. Cam, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Like at half, you just can't miss that kick going into half.
It's such a ridiculous standard, right? That you miss a 54-yard kick and you're like, what the hell? But that's the standard. That's the bar he's put out there, right? It really did. And even that one, I can like, you're gonna make a mistake or not hit the ball perfectly. Trevor threw some ducks yesterday that didn't get picked off.
Yeah.
You got away with them in the end. That we think of that as a guarantee from 54 yards. The reality is it's not as automatic. It had been for the last 20-plus kicks for Cam, but it's the little shorty. You're going to get the three. You get a turnover on special teams. I feel like you got to punch them in the face, even if it's a jab, right? You got to get the 3. You go up 7 there. Even if they feel like that's a win, how do they feel when they got the complete stop against you on 4th down? That was a major victory for Buffalo and then able to go down. Now, you shouldn't let them go 92 yards. I get it. You got them backed up, but Josh Allen's the freaking reigning MVP of the league. He's going to have some success.
Josh was awesome.
If you think if you think they're only going to score 3 points, they're not the Justin Herbert-led Chargers. Yeah. All right, so
Josh Allen put the game on his shoulders. Whatever it needed to be done, he did it,
and there was no space for any of it to happen. Like, he was just making it. He played so well.
He was. I mean, he was getting the ball out of his hands. That was my one biggest concern about the game was we didn't get as much pressure on him as we needed to make him be a little bit errant with passes. But if you don't get any pressure on him and give him time, he is a super accurate, strong-armed quarterback. And then if you do pick everybody up in the back end, he will use his legs. So I just feel like we didn't affect him enough in the pocket to just get some loose balls. Maybe a ball gets tipped here and there. You know, it happened on our side, but not as much on their side.
Yeah, he threw a few questionable balls, but generally they were like to an area where no one was.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. How does he do? I don't know how you
nobody, no defender or offensive player. And
it was more anytime there was a question of, with Josh throwing it yesterday, anytime there was a question of, I have to get it over this defender in front of that defender, every time. Like, he played so well.
He missed Shavers on the one down the sideline.
Yeah,
that was the one.
80% completion.
The Jags blew 2 or 3 coverages, and he made him pay on all but the one.
Yeah.
All right, including the big one to Cooks.
Yeah,
down
I thought,
the middle.
like, watching the game, Josh Allen was awesome in the game, and I thought that Trevor was okay.
That being said, you say your quarterback throws 3 touchdowns. You hold James Cook to diddly poo. Their whole rushing game got nothing against you. You run it for $150. I mean, you're like, but what's
Easy
the margin?
win.
14, 17, 20? What do we win by? So one of those games. All right, out to the lines we go. Your reaction, welcome, and we'll get as many calls in, and we'll read your texts and tweets and whatnot throughout the course of the next couple hours as well. George and Mandarin going to start things off at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. George, good morning.
Oh, man, thanks for taking my call, boy. That was a tough one. I tell you, I sit in the end zone there by Daly, and I stand there watching, and when it was 7-3, I'm telling you, I've never seen that stadium. When we were driving down there, I've never seen it like that with the white towels. It was crazy, and I agree with him. And the risk of going for it, because if we went up 14-3, the defense comes out fired up with all the juice. The fans are going to go crazy the whole time. There's no way they would have driven that 92 yards. I don't believe. I just don't believe it. And I just want to thank you guys for your phenomenal coverage. It makes it so easy for us to find out everything that's going on. And I look forward to having Jordan Lewis, Travis Hunter, and Ramsaw back.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it that way without talking bad about anybody, because that's not going to work. But it was a phenomenal game. Man, I've never been more proud to be a Jaguar. I was real happy when Garrard won that game, that Pittsburgh game, actually pulled off at a little small store, actually in Barney, Georgia, where Stroud is from, and watched that game on a little TV, and the guy had the game on. They could barely see it. It was still exciting. So
All
I
right.
remember that like it was yesterday.
George,
thank you so much.
thank
Let's
you.
go, Let's go.
I think he faded there. That wasn't us. He is faded out. George, we appreciate it. We can just end it right there. Click.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I'll say this, though. If you great, yes, there is an upside to going for it. If you
I would have
make it.
gone. Like, I know y'all wouldn't have
I would
gone.
not have.
I would have gone.
But, like, even if you get the first down, not a guarantee that you...
Yeah, you still might be kicking.
You still might be kicking, or you might turn it off. There are a lot of things. Yeah. Or, let's say you do score. Well, now they're not going 92. You're kicking off, so they're probably starting between the 30 and 35-yard line. So it's not, you don't get the luxury of scoring the touchdown and pinning them deep at the both. But I appreciate it. And, look, that's fine. We're not trying to tell you how to feel. I'm just, reacting to some of your comments right there. But, George, thanks for getting us started. I'm sure the Jags, I would think that I think the majority of fans are like that, right? That they're like, it's disappointing now. You're going to live in it for a little bit, but overall, you hope you have a lot to look forward to.
I will say, how did you guys feel after the ETN score? How did you feel about the situation and where we were?
I felt like there was a lot of time for Josh Allen.
How much time will be on the clock when they get the ball back trailing? Like, that's how I felt in that moment.
And I did, but then I thought, maybe our defense now is going to get out here and get them off the field.
I had that thought for a moment, and then the first play of the drive was a 7-yard play. I'm like, nope, they're in it.
And then I said, all right, they're going to go
I've watched
down
enough
score.
NFL playoff
Especially
football.
in 4-down mode,
in it.
right? Like, and we talked about that last week.
They were in 4-down.
That time, they're clearly in 4-down mode, obviously. And then they really didn't get hyper-aggressive during the course of the game, though.
And they just not inched, but they As long as they got to 4th and 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew they're right. You knew they had to play
if it
for
was 3rd and 7, they're like, okay, just pick up some yards so Josh can go get carried down the field and get, first downs in them.
All right, back to the lines we go. No, it's all right. We're all feeling some degree of that. Let's get Holland in Ocean Way next up here on Jaguars Today. Holland, good morning.
Yes, sir. Hey, great season, fellas. We definitely exceeded the expectations I had for the Jags. Looking forward to next year. I think that the foundation that we have here, along with the leadership of Liam Cohen, I think the Jags are going to be a perennial winner here in the AFC South. What do you guys think?
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, there is certainly reason to believe that can happen, and not just hope, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got obviously a guy. I thought the touchdown pass to Etienne, I was almost laughing how simple a design that was. That got one defender trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do with these two players running right at me. I got a quarterback who can run. I got the running back who's already slipped behind. And it was Liam had that whole side cleared out. Yeah, and the way it played out, I mean, I don't know what happened with all the motions and all the routes, but you could see it develop the moment Trevor took the snap, and I almost just laughed to myself how easy that was going to be as an example of what Liam Cohen can bring to elevate Trevor Lawrence and elevate this offense on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, you say we don't want to be, operating on hope, but right now we're talking about the future, so we're hoping that they learned something from those moments in the game, and that they're going to carry it forward with them to be better. Because that's what you're thinking. Every team that gets a little taste, they go a little farther next time, and then they finally win it. So we're hoping that this game, those moments, there's things that all of them are going to learn from and take into the future to next season and be better with.
All right, let's take a time out here. Holland, thank you for the call as well. Look, good, bad, or kind of not sure how you feel about it. We'd love to hear from you today at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Mike Dempsey, David Garrard, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark here with you on a little bit mellow, sad, down, non-victory Monday, wrapping up the season for the Jacksonville Jaguars here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Professional painters know the right finish starts with the right paint. That's why they trust First Coast Paint. Featuring Benjamin Moore paints and expert customer service, First Coast Paint keeps the pros stocked and rolling. No gimmicks, no big box confusion, just top quality Benjamin Moore paint, advice, and the best service in Jacksonville, period. Because real pros don't cut corners, they color them. First Coast Paint, with locations in St. John's and St. Augustine. Simply superior paint.
Jaguars Today.
It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
It's January in Jacksonville, so you turn on the shower knob expecting hot water. It comes up cold. That's a tough loss to start the day, but Duck Duck Rooter is here to turn things around with the new year, new water heater promotion. Duck Duck Rooter makes replacing that old water heater a winning play. Right now, get a new water heater installed for just $14.99 on select models with standard installation. Call now to schedule your free estimate and take the cold shower off the scoreboard. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence,
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
The good guys needed a run late to give them a chance at advancing, and ETN would be the one to lead them. In the fourth quarter, Trevor Lawrence would find the teal and black back for a 14-yard touchdown, giving the team a 24-20 lead with 4:03 left in regulation. The ETN score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jaguars Today on 1010XL with David Garrard is restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
All right, how you feeling, Jaguar Nation? Not great, obviously, but, your main takeaways from yesterday, if you want to talk about the season as a whole. And if you don't feel that today, I get it. If you just want to be raw about what you saw on the field, missed opportunities, whatever. Or if you think that the Jags played well and Buffalo just played a little bit better, that's fine as well. I thought the ball came out of Trevor's hands funny a few times yesterday. Now, he had 9 balls tipped, not all at the line. He had a few at the line. 9 passes defensed yesterday for the Buffalo defense. And they're a good pass defense, but that's a lot to get your hands on. I even thought some of the completions, Dave, the ball kind of traveled weird. Trevor throws a pretty tight ball most of the time. He threw that one to Parker that was a little behind him, and that ball was kind of funky.
Yeah.
He threw even the touchdown to Brian Thomas was he sizzled it in there. He put it in a good spot, but it just moved kind of weird. You know what I mean?
I do. I know exactly what you mean. And it comes from not being 100% confident right now in what I'm doing. Not saying that, he was scared or nervous, but the intensity of the game, the conditions, what's at stake, everything, sometimes it makes your arm a little bit wonky. It makes the balls come out. You think you're throwing it fine, but for whatever reason, it's just not coming out as crisp as it normally does. And I just felt even with his drops in the pocket at times, there was a little bit of a rush to him. And so he just felt real antsy to me most of the time. But he still made some great throws. It was those times that, the antsiness just didn't make the ball travel like it normally does.
Great throw and catch to end the first half to Parker Washington down the middle.
Beautiful.
And to get up there. And I thought, now, let me just tell you, if the roles were reversed and that was Buffalo, and the refs let him try that field goal there, we would have been screaming bloody murder, man, because that clock was on 0 as far as I could tell. But whatever.
But there's tenths to it.
There
they just
are
can't
tenths.
put tenths on the clock.
And they're definitely offsides. There's no question about that. But anyway, so yes. And Trevor, one play encapsulated like my heart in my throat, and then go Trevor was coming out of their own end zone. When he does the spin move, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody's getting a holding penalty here. I'm like, go. He ran for 15 or whatever it was.
Yeah, after he got out of the end zone, I just looked in the end zone to see where the flag was. Somebody's got to have held,
and there was nothing
there. So
thank goodness.
Good job.
All right, back to the lines we go. Your reaction to the Jags season-ending loss yesterday. Christy here in Jacksonville up next. Christy, good morning.
Hi there.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sad about the loss, but I'm saddest that we will never have that exact group of players again. It feels like over the year we really got to know them all, and I'm going to miss whoever isn't here next year.
I think that's a fair point. You know, whether the missing them, that's kind of an individual thing. But in terms of that chemistry, that particular mix, right? There's some level of hocus pocus to it, right? Like you just don't know when those 53 guys in the practice squad and everything is all going to click chemistry-wise. Now, I think we got a chance to continue to do that because of the, I'm using the air quotes, intangibly rich tag, right? That's the kind of guy that they're trying to bring into their ecosystem that is going to have that all-for-one kind of mentality. But look, is Devin Lloyd going to be here next year, Tone? I don't know. I don't know.
ETN, we don't know.
Is ETN going to be here next year? Don't know. Is Monteric Brown going to be here next year? We don't know. These guys are free agents, just for some examples of it. And those guys had some of the best football of their career played in 2025.
And they're not going to have the opportunity to host the game in front of a full-capacity home stadium for 3 years now.
Yeah, well, the capacity will just be different. But you're right about that. Like, if they get a home game next year, you're going to knock about a third plus off the top in attendance, at least.
And the atmosphere yesterday was ridiculous.
Right. Everyone said, and I'm in the Miller Electric Center, man. I can't feel it the same way, but you can see it. I mean, I could see there was not an empty seat in the house.
They were doing a hit in the booth, like right as they were going to kick off with Nance and Romo. And as they did it, that's when the players came on the field, right? And the place went nuts, obviously. And Romo's like, I can't hear a word you're saying.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was in the nosebleeds. I couldn't hear when the refs were talking. Like, when he was to give an explanation on anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And hopefully we continue to build that kind of home field advantage. Christy, thank you for the call. Let's get Chris in Middleburg next here on Jaguars Today. Hello, Chris. Duval! That's right. We ain't dead, Chris.
No,
we're just down for the count at the moment.
Yeah, man. Originally from Middleburg. I just recently relocated out to Alabama, so came home to the motherland to watch the game with my buddy. Had a great time. What an awesome season. Yes, definitely kicking the giblets yesterday.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Question, and forgive me because I was a little soft up for the game.
Okay.
What happened at the end where we had that 10-second runoff? And we were,
I'm still trying to figure
burn
that out.
last time out?
Hate that.
I feel like if we had that last time out in our pocket, maybe Trevor wouldn't have been, a little rushed to make that throw. So
I don't know. I hear you. To the best of my knowledge, anytime there is a review, right, and the offense doesn't have a timeout, or
did
they have a timeout.
Yeah.
We didn't ask
Buffalo
for it. It was a booth-initiated review.
Yeah, Buffalo wanted the clock running.
Right. And so there would
asked
be
the
a
defense.
10-second runoff if you don't want that 10-second run, because it's I guess a benefit to the offense, right? That they get to have their play looked at a second time, whatever the case. I'm just saying that's the way they have it set up, that there's an automatic 10-second runoff, which is crazy because, like you said, we made the play, we got the stop, and we get penalized having to burn a timeout because that's a circumstance, man. It could have happened the other way, but it is pretty bad. Apparently that happened last night, too, with the Chargers. Again, I didn't see it, but, just listening to what people were saying about
that
the
was
game.
my first time. You're telling me is my first time hearing
10-second runoff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's under what is it, under a minute or under 2 minutes, right? That there's certain.
Yeah.
I know the rules start changing when you get under 2 minutes, and I understand that. And I thought maybe it was because maybe somebody was injured, and but that's
right. And I get the injury one, right? Because you're trying to fake an injury, whatever. And I guess you could argue that, if you were going to review that play, you would have to risk using a timeout. I'm not. Yeah. It is the rule.
But that's what happened. Basically.
Yeah, and they ran and rather than lose the 10 seconds, they called the timeout. And I understand what Chris is saying. Maybe Trevor would have. I feel like he locked in on Jacoby on that play a little bit. If you watch the play develop, Parker breaks open behind him. But
I didn't see the rest of the play, but I was hearing that Parker breaks open a little later.
And that's the thing. What is the defender who's covering Parker see? Did he see Trevor releasing the ball and then he kind of eased off? You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen enough, or I haven't watched the all 22 today. I just watched the quick game replay this morning. But yeah, it's a bummer that it worked that way. But here, what I'm thinking is, in that situation, the Jags really only need to get to the 50 to actually have a chance, right? So more so than most teams, a minute 5 is plenty of time for them to get in position, even without a timeout.
If you're just trying to get to the 50, absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously they want to get deeper than that, but to realistically give us a chance. 2 15-yard completions and you're good.
And the wind was blowing in that direction too. I'm sitting in that area and I'm throwing my towel up to check the wind to see, and it's blowing that way as opposed to going the other way.
Yeah. So, Chris, anyway, glad you made it in for the game. Sorry you didn't get the result you were looking for. Let's get one more Chris here checking in from Atlanta next up before we hit our next break. Chris, you're on Jaguars Today. Good morning.
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Appreciate you taking my call.
You got it. What's up?
Not much. Just obviously disappointed in how the season ended. I thought the offense played well enough yesterday to win the ball game. Defense just couldn't seem to get off the field, especially on third down. Didn't think they could get out of their own way when it comes to pass defense. So obviously, having Travis back next season, depending on how they decide to use him, hopefully that'll help us on the back end. But obviously through the draft and free agency, I think that's an area of concern that needs to be addressed and supplemented to give him some help if that's the route that they decide to go with that. But I think the Jags are playing with house money. I can't speak for everybody, but I obviously didn't think that the Jags would have the season they had year one under Liam. Super proud of the team, the city for getting behind them. I think for the first time in a while, we can actually look forward to the future. I think the future's bright. First time in a while we've been able to say that. Yeah, man, win, lose, or draw, it's always do.
Oh, it was always the Jags, Chris. Thank you very much for the call. And look, house money to some degree. As a fan, you could feel that way. I guarantee you those players weren't like, we made it. We made the, I'm sure, because part of the reason they had as much success is because they did focus each week on the task at hand, right? Easy to have that blip when you're winning 9 out of 10 or winning 8 in a row to end the season. But they got up for it every single week. They took care of their business. I'm sure they thought they were going to win that football game yesterday and probably had designs on going a lot further than that. But, I think there are probably a lot of fans in Chris's camp that, I was hoping for 8 wins. I was hoping for meaningful December football. You got way more than that. You got meaningful January football this year. So let's build on that. One day we'll play meaningful February football around. Wouldn't that be nice, right?
So nice.
Oh, my gosh. All right, let's take a timeout. If you're on the line, stay there. Want your reaction today to the Jags season wrapping up on the field yesterday versus the Buffalo Bills. David Garrard's here. Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. I'm Mike Dempsey. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
I did not see this one coming.
Radio play-by-play is like stepping in a theater in your mind.
As good as it gets.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. And I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Dreamfinders Homes, Monday.
On Jaguars Today.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
The boys are back in the kitchen.
Don't start the barbecue without me.
Joe, Matt, and Leon give you plenty to chew on during lunchtime. Freshly baked bread from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
Thank you for lunch, boys.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
PRI Productions is the official game day production partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi, I'm Randy Goodwin, president and owner of PRI Productions. Chances are, if you've been in Jacksonville over the last 30 years, you've seen our work, from corporate and social events to concert production and much more. We have the equipment and expertise to make your next event memorable. So call the experts the Jaguars call. PRI Productions, bringing your ideas to life.
If you need a holiday gift idea, let Kuhn Flowers handle it for you. This is Frank Frangie with 1010XL. Simply go online to kuhnflowers.com and look at the wide variety of floral and plant arrangements that will make someone's day this holiday season.
Join the movement at the Foundation 5000 Saturday, January 17th at UF Health in St. Augustine. The Community 5K supports the UF Health St. John's Foundation Care Connect mobile outreach and clinic, delivering vital medical care to those who need it most. Run or walk with 96 Olympian Keith Brantley, or come enjoy the Asian market, open to runners and non-runners alike. Sign up today at runsignup.com. Search Foundation 5000.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the chairman of Underwoods. With Christmas behind us in 2026 here, the last thing you want to hear is somebody trying to sell you something. That's why at Underwoods, we'd like to stop and just say thank you to all the people that came in our stores over the last year. Whether you bought from us or not, we want to thank you for coming in and giving us the chance to help. You see, in North Florida, there are a lot of people trying to sell you jewelry, but at Underwoods, we consider it an honor for somebody to come in and just give us that chance to help. And if we do a good job, we might get a chance to serve again. Having served North Florida since 1928, all of us here understand what a customer really gives us during that visit to Underwoods, their trust. And it's up to us to do everything we can to keep it. So on behalf of everybody on the Underwood team, thanks again for coming into our stores, and we wish each of you a Happy New Year.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. David Garrard Monday on 1010XL is restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
Oh, going to be a lot of questions, a lot of what do we do to get back in this position for the offseason, and that's what the offseason is for, to ask questions, to ponder all that. What are we going to do with our first round? Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. 24th pick in the draft. I do feel like, man, that is one thing, too. I wanted to stick it to Cleveland. You just win one more game, and they're going to be getting that 28th pick in the draft. But because you went out in this round, that's where they're going to get. But
Are we going to bundle to get back up there?
I don't know, man. I mean, people say, well, they can if they want to. I don't know. Does this team need to get, like... You're going to have the 24th-ish pick of the second round, right? Mm-hmm. So pick 56-ish, and you got 3 third-rounders. How many of those third-rounders is it going to take to move up pick 56 into the 20s? a bunch.
And then what are you going to get when you get up there?
Right.
What are you looking for?
What are
you guys looking for?
Edge rush.
Okay.
Give me a pass rusher.
Period. Say less.
I think let's see what happens. I don't want to draft a running back that early. We don't know what's going to happen with ETN. We'll talk about that coming up. Got some thoughts on what they might do there. But offensive line, for the most part, is pretty good, right? You got Milam as a young piece to kind of move in there. I think Ezra Cleveland's a keeper. You probably get another year out of Hainsey, right? We got your
good
tackle
depth.
signs.
Yeah.
I think your starting group is pretty acknowledged here. You just paid Jacoby, so you got Jacoby, you got BTJ, you got Parker Washington, you got Brenton Strange. Your offense doesn't have holes, massive holes anyway. Let's get some pass rushers. We might have to replace Devin Lloyd.
I was going to say, if you don't bundle and try to get back up there and you just stay where you are and do your thing, there's also free agency.
Of
where
course.
you could plug somebody in there. So
you know what we just did?
Is
drop talk. Just a smidge.
But I guess I get to do it. I was doing it almost every year with you guys.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I forgot.
Like early November.
Yeah,
Come on. All right, let's get Shelton on the south side next up here on Jaguars Today. Shelton, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you gentlemen doing this morning?
Doing very well, Shelton. What's up with you?
Hey, David, I got two questions. The first one's for David. Did your son sign a scholarship anywhere?
Yeah, he's going to East Carolina.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
you went to school at. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my second question. Explain to me like I was a 3-year-old about this virtual first down. Then the head coach at Buffalo appealed it and got overturned. Why do they use it if you can appeal it? Because the virtual first down says that.
I think I can explain that to you, I believe. And hang on the line in case I'm not giving you what you're looking for here, right? But the virtual measurement, they measure based on where the referee places the ball.
Yeah.
Then the coach can challenge that.
The spot.
Yeah. So then the virtual measurement obviously would change. The virtual measurement is telling you that if the ref was accurate in putting the ball where it's supposed to be, it's a first down or it's not a first down. So then the coach can say, well, wait a minute, that's not where the ball should have been. And in the case of the Trevor Lawrence fourth down dive ahead, that's why. I believe that's the play you're talking about, Shelton, right?
Yeah, correct. But it happened again in Buffalo Drive, right? Did they try to rush down? Then we challenged that too. Then it happened with Buffalo, and it got challenged. But they won it. They won the call.
Okay, yeah, correct? But it would be the same thing. I mean, the challenge has nothing to do with the virtual measurement, though. The actual virtual measurement is
that's just the chain gang not running on the field and putting the chains down. That's all that's
correct. So sometimes the replay official is going to look at it and say, no, the spot's good. Or I can't tell where the ball is, therefore the play has to stand as spotted, for instance. But on the case of the Trevor dive, like, I don't know what anybody else saw it because we see different feeds. Like, we're seeing what's called the in-house feed, which is the live, direct, no commercials, nothing. It just in-stadium feed. And I saw an angle where Trevor's shin was clearly laying on the ground while the defender clearly had his hand on Trevor and the ball, and he was a yard short of getting the line to game.
Yeah.
They got the call right on that one. So, but yeah, and then, I don't recall the specific other instance you're thinking of,
I think it was Shakir. They
Um,
marked them.
There were several of them
there
that
was
were
one where
kinda-
they marked it, and I was like, "That's a yard ahead of where
yeah,
he was."
I thought they had some bad spots.
Yeah.
But that has the virtual
got
measurement can
corrected,
only
yeah.
measure where they put the ball, and then the replay assistant can say no, the ball should have been placed somewhere else. So my bone of contention might have been with the replay assistant on a couple of them. Like, I didn't think Josh Allen had the first down when he turned his back and tried
That's
to back
the one
in
with
there.
the other virtual measurement.
That was
Okay, and so I didn't, but that was the virtual measurement was based on where they spotted it. I thought he was short. I thought they should have spotted it short, and you saw that a couple of times yesterday. Like, and it happens all the time. These refs, you watch one guy run in from one side,
He's got a different spot,
a foot short. You watch the other guy run in, and I don't know who
you can see them running in sometimes, and they're running in and off a little bit, and then they start to
do
lose
it right.
or
They
gain
they,
ground.
they match up to the other guy, but who gets precedence there? Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Like, it maybe the guy who's more emphatic about my call.
I think that's what it is. I saw it. I
got this.
Yeah,
I got this.
yeah.
And the other guy
that's
then,
what I feel.
then
I've never heard them saying that on the field, though, but that's what I'm guessing that they're saying because I'm usually going back to the huddle.
The other one then, like you said, changes his reality and moves his feet. Like, wait a minute, you spotted it here.
Yeah.
Now you're just going to slide on over here. Yeah, but that happens in every game.
It does.
In the NFL, probably in football, to one degree or another. And it just, I don't think, put it this way, I don't think any of that cost the Jags the victory, in my opinion, yesterday. There were a few, because I felt like most of those instances, you're just kind of delaying the inevitable. Like, Josh Allen is going to get it in from, like, that's why I'm glad, like, on the quarterback sneak, don't mess around.
Yeah.
You know, Dan and Jeff were talking about this morning, just asking the question, should Josh Allen have taken a knee there? Hell no, not in my opinion, because anything could go wrong. Just a couple weeks ago, the Jags were like, hey, we're going to go for it on this one because we can get a yard, and then they got back-to-back penalties. And all of a sudden it's 3rd and 11, and they ended up converting it, but you understand what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shelton, hope that made sense, and it wasn't just a big word salad, which is quite possible as well. Hour 2 coming up. If you want to get in, 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Let us know how you feel about the Jaguars season wrapping up yesterday in a loss to the Buffalo Bills. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. When all the games are in the books, it's time to take a closer look. Post-game Monday, dive into Sunday's matchups and break down the key moments, surprising plays, and everything in between. Prepared by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Jaguars Today Monday is built by Dream Finders Homes.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Renewal by Anderson is bringing in the new year with a happy renewal year sale. Buy one, get one 40% off all replacement windows and doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Sale ends January 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the adorable chess man on the tracks.
There are 2 things you should ask yourself about your garage floor. How clean is it now, and how clean would you like it to be? A typical bare concrete floor doesn't just collect dirt, it makes dirt.
It is literally made of dirt.
As much as you sweep and mop, the dust and grit just never ends.
And drips from your car seep into the pores, staining the concrete forever.
A Checkmate multi-layer floor resists drips and stains. It comes in your choice of dozens of colors and sweeps up sparkling clean in just seconds.
No need to wear shoes in the garage and track dirt back in the house.
Gorgeous?
Check. Durable?
Check. Tidy enough to walk on wearing clean white socks? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Leave all the 2025 dirt and celebrate the new year with our friends from Zero Res. Carpets, tile, hardwood, LVP, area rugs, upholstery. Basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified. Time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res, and don't forget about your air ducts. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with more than 8,000 reviews. Bring in the new year with 20% off carpet and upholstery cleaning, plus take $100 off your air duct cleaning when you mention 1010XL. 287-5727 or book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL local sports update. The Gators have landed another massive ad by way of the transfer portal, landing former Auburn receiver Eric Singleton Jr., adding to an explosive offense alongside Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown III, and Jaden Ball. Gators hoops destroyed number 21 Tennessee Saturday 91-67 as 6 Gators finished the game scoring double digits. It's 54 degrees at 11 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
Dylan just thought, hey, I'm playing this because David Garrard's a sharp-dressed man. Even we.
I just rolled out of
make
bed.
This connection. You look good though. You're
Thank you.
repping it.
I still got my Jags stuff
Yeah,
on.
you're repping it hard today. And we all sat here and debated this. Not debated, just talked about it on the break. So we'll bring this to the air here. If Parker Washington does not come back out on the field, Jags get beat by more than 14 yesterday.
It would have been a longer day than what we wanted it to be.
My man goes out, gets checked for a concussion, then goes inside
in the building,
in the locker room,
Not
or
the
where
blue tent, in the building,
and you almost never
see him
get
come back.
It's going to be questionable to return, and then you find out midway through the third quarter they've been ruled out or something like that. But no, he came back in and
thank the Lord.
And thank the Lord is right, because my man, he gave him that chance to get the 3 at the end of the half. They obviously missed it, but he was spectacular in the second half again.
How do you think that room looks next year?
I think it looks very similar to what it is right now.
Order of pecking order, basically.
I think it's, do defenses adjust to what happened, right? Like, Jacoby came here and was hot for 3 or 4 weeks, and defense is kind of adjusted. Like, all right, we got to take that away. Well, now that's opened things up for Parker. So maybe, I think it's going to be, to me, kind of a little back and forth, right? You know, BTJ's going to have his weeks. Brenton Strange is going to have his weeks. Parker, maybe we look at him as the number 1 receiver, right? He's not a traditional number 1 type guy. He's not 6'2", who runs a 4.3 40, going to beat you over the top, but he produces, man.
I watch it and think Parker's doing what they thought Travis Hunter would be doing in the offense, and Trevor does have the he can run by you a little bit thing to him, right? Like, he's got that, so it's going to be interesting what they want to do with the room when you add Hunter back in, how much they want to use him on what side of the ball to have the biggest impact. It is going to be interesting to see.
It is, and I think that room is going to be more, we don't really have a number 1.
I agree.
We got a great group of guys, and whoever's number is called, they're all going to be ready to make the plays.
Keep the pressure on the defense.
Yeah, you figure it out. If you take Jacoby away for these 3 games, don't worry. Parker is going to murder you. And then if you try to take Parker, we've got other weapons. We've got a good group of guys that are going to go out there and make these plays. I'm telling y'all, Jacoby coming in was huge for this team, not just on the field, but in the locker room, on the practice field, giving everybody confidence. I don't even want to put number 1s on anybody other than a Jacoby, because he seems like he can handle whatever is thrown at him. I want Parker to just feel like, man, I'm just that slot guy that nobody thinks about, and I'm just going to go down there and keep making all these plays. Because if he and I'm not saying this is how he is, but if he feels like, okay, now everybody's relying on me to be that number one guy, does that make him play a little different?
Yeah, I hear you.
know?
I don't know. He seems like just a hard-working, motivated guy. And
they all do.
Look, they manufactured a couple touches for him yesterday, too. They realize he is so dangerous because he is a punt returner at heart, right?
Yes.
And he's out there. He's not going to –
That's what he does,
He's going to put you in that, I'm going to get my ankles
gonna
broke
break some
type
ankles.
situation.
Exactly.
I mean, they ran the reverse. It didn't work on the first play. They ran another one going the other way. A little bit later on, I think he picked up 6. So they wanted opportunities for him to get the ball in his hands, see if he can run in space and make people miss.
You know, the other best thing about this season was we didn't come in here very many times and say, what about the play calling?
Oh, no.
I mean, that was every game last year.
Right. Well, you can question the decision to go for it or not. That's
what we've been questioning more this year than our plays look terrible. We're so predictable. We know what's going to happen here and there. We need somebody to come in here and do some really cool things like we see all these other teams doing. We didn't say that this year because that's what we have now.
Correct. By the way, as far as Jacoby Myers, not a big impact catching the ball. Joey Bosa felt him yesterday. Yeah. Holy smokes! Did Jacoby Myers put him on the ground yesterday on that 20-yard run by Basil Tootin?
I didn't see what you're
planted.
Wow,
I'm planted him. Yeah, go back and watch that. I was like, holy! I mean, that was Brenton Strange-esque. It was on the toss, right? Where Tootin turned on the Jets, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, those little guys are always looking for that moment.
And then he did all he could within the rules of the game to let Bosa know about it. Like, you're not allowed to stand over guys anymore, but he kind of stood in the area. Still
Yeah,
I'll be right here.
Yeah, I'm going to say everything I need right here.
All right, let's go to Sean on the north side next up on Jaguars Today. Sean, thanks for the call. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
We're hanging in there, all things considered. How are you?
All things considered, I'm hanging in there. I couldn't watch no more ball yesterday after being at the game and watching.
I was right there with you, brother.
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to bring up a couple things. I felt like we went away from running the ball a little too much yesterday. I felt like if we would have did some more of that, we would have won. But also, like, in the last 2 minutes of the game, coaches' challenges are out, but yet we got Josh Allen being picked up by a lineman and carried 6-7 yards to the goal line, but there's no flag called, and that's supposed to be on New York. And it was clear and obvious, like, you watch the guy getting picked up and carried. But, like, to me, and I just,
Duval! All right. I mean, look, I'll just tell you that in my anecdotal experiences watching football, that almost never going to get called.
Yeah.
In today's era where you allow the tush push, where it's a legal play, that's I get the difference between a lift and a push, but I'm just telling you, if you're waiting for that call, you're going to be waiting for a long time. I don't know
if I've ever seen.
I think I have, but it's like once or twice, but it stands out so much because
but it's more when you reach back and grab him by the arm and pull him, kind of thing. Like I haven't seen them doing it when they're pushing all that much.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what you're never going to get that call. That doesn't even bother me, honestly. Like that, would I have liked it to go the Jags' way? I felt like the Jags had 2 penalties yesterday. Basil Tootin about halfway out of the damn end zone. No, touchback's good. Okay. Zeros on the clock. No, Jags got the snap off in time. There's a lot of things that if I'm Buffalo, I'm going to wait a damn minute. Mm-hmm. And so I think
I did want to see more running like he was talking about.
Right. But I want to look at the second half drives in this game because, I agree with you that it's stunning to me that the Basil Tootin didn't touch the ball in the second half. But the Jags, you can't argue. Like, they put up 14. They took the lead twice in the fourth quarter with touchdowns, right? Yeah. So whether we thought they should have done it more running the ball, and maybe I think the bigger effect would have been you would have milked some clock. Mm-hmm. Maybe Buffalo gets more when they get the ball back. Maybe they don't have 3.5 minutes. Maybe they got a minute.
They're antsy now.
Maybe they are, right? And you put a little bit more pressure on them. But, when Trevor Lawrence let him down to 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, took the lead each time, and couldn't hold it. And by the way, I'm not knocking the defense here. Yes, could they have made a stop? Absolutely. Every game that's a one-score game, defense could have made one more stop, offense could have made one more play, special teams, whatever the case. To shut down James Cook and Josh Allen in the run game the way they did yesterday, and with the exception of the short yardage stuff, I mean, was phenomenal. I would have thought that 85 yards and that 160 would have been somewhere like $115, all right? And you would have been like, all right, we played them to a push there. But no, the Jags dominated in that aspect.
And honestly, I kept waiting for that big play from Cooks out of the backfield, and I'm like, man, we are swallowing him up. I mean, it's not even a 10-yard run out there for him. He is getting hit at the line, in the back of the line, and he might fall forward for 1 or 2 yards. That is it.
Biggest defensive play of the game. Now, they scored like a couple of plays later because they hit the big play to Keon Coleman. Trayvon Walker almost decapitated James Cook. And it was not illegal because he kind of was going to get him around the neck, and then he kind of moved the arm. And he's just like, nah, man,
so much
come over here. Come over here, youngster. I got one hand on you, and I'm just going to stop you cold here. And he had the whole, you're right, Tony, he had the whole right side.
It just shows you his athleticism right there, man. Because if that dude just gives any kind of space between him, he is gone. But he eats it up, and then that big paw got around his shoulder pads and slung him down. I was like, man, you are the man on that play right there. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was the only kind of strength-on-strength matchup in the game yesterday was what the Bills did in their run game versus what the Jags did in the rush defense. The Jags' rush defense won that. The Bills' pass defense did the job, right? Like the Jaguars' defense, what they had done really well was they swarm. Right, like they get to the ball quickly once they cut down space is what they'd done so well in the back. They did that yesterday in the game, throughout the game. So it's the one thing they took away as a strength for the Bills. Other than that, everybody is exactly who they were.
Yeah.
Like going into the game, and they're just punching, especially in that fourth quarter. The Bills landed the last punch.
And again, maybe if they ran the ball, the time factor becomes different. But the Jags' possessions in the second half, field goal, touchdown, touchdown. They only had the game went by so fast that they had 3 possessions. They put up 17 points on those 3 possessions, and then they find themselves down in the fourth quarter. So the offense did their job in the second half. It's still, to me, when you see them gashing them. But when you say, okay, what would the result have been any different? Would they have scored more? You
just had
than 17?
less time on the clock, basically.
Because they had the 26-yard run from ETN, on the field goal drive. Then they opted to throw on 1st and 10, and Trevor was incomplete. So that kind of puts you in behind it. They ran Trevor on like a quarterback draw, I think it was. Didn't do anything. And then he had the pass broken up trying to hit Strange for the touchdown, right? It got broken up there. And so other than maybe running on 1st down on that play, the next 2 drives, they scored touchdowns. So it's hard to fault the offensive play calling when they resulted in 7 on the board,
Yeah. Yes.
I know.
But you're worried about your defense having to stop Josh Allen over there. So
I
you're
hear you.
Trying to give them as few possessions as possible. But yes, I hear everything you're saying.
I know. It's tough, right?
I want our pass rush to get after the freaking quarterback. But so many times that pocket just looked so good for him. And I'm like, you can't give him that kind of pocket. Just somebody move him around a little bit. And then we get a great opportunity where Devin Lloyd is about to take this huge shot on him. And Josh just launches the ball. And I'm like, where is he going with
blown coverage, man? That was one of the most disappointing plays of the day. But all right, we got to take a time out. Getting a little bit behind. If you're on the line, though, we'll come back to you on the other side. 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Looking for your reaction to the Jags' 27-24 loss to the Bills that ended their season yesterday at Everbank Stadium. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. He was the best back in Jacksonville.
It has to be Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill Monday mornings at 8:30.
A tough guy.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Dreamfinders Homes Monday on Jaguars Today.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on Sundays. Sometimes it's flag football, weekend yard work, or just playing with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Graceful like a heel.
You have two women?
Strong-minded like a helmet.
Good.
Tom McManus straps on the helmet and joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
Helmets and heels.
Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
Hi, folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right. With Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber, it really did, and it can work for you. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Today's restaurant of the day, Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. Try their new char wings. Char-broiled, never fried, grilled to perfection. Available as a 3 or 10-piece side combo meal with rice and a drink. Order today at one of 5 Jacksonville Flame Broiler locations.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. David Garrard Monday on 1010XL is restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
All right, DG in the house. It'll be good seeing you next year. We're coming to an end on the season. It ends so abruptly, man. To end on the pick too is just like and the kneel downs. It's like I want to see Cam Little avenge the missed field goal. You want to see a chance,
absolutely.
I want to see a chance, man, and wasn't to be. Or I want to see him recognize Parker breaking open at the last second and throw the go nice. Ball. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine what we'd be doing today? I could, but we're not. All right, let's get back out to it. Glenn at the beach next up here on Jaguars Today. Glenn, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, I can imagine what we'd be doing. We'd all be going nuts.
Yeah, we would.
But we're not.
No, we're not.
I mentioned when I checked in at 31 years, brother. I've been there since the beginning. And really my take and what I wanted to share was all positivity. I said to some of my friends yesterday after the game and today when they called to check in, what this team has done for the town in the last months is what this is all about. I mean, the positivity, the unity all through the city last week, number one. Number two, the local merchants that just killed it. And then, number three, that stadium on Sunday, I've been around long enough to remember when it was like that a lot. And, with the Mafia coming in like they normally do, they didn't get the amount of seats that you would expect. Dude, that is some special time and special moments that we get because we have a professional football team. And the last thing, and I'll let you go, I think it's in place. I think it's 97, 98, and 99 right now. We have the people in place to add the right pieces. This year's going to get us some attention. The schedule should be fun next year, Sunday night, Monday night, and hopefully Dallas for Thanksgiving, baby.
Duval. All right. Appreciate it, Glenn. Thank you very much. And I'm glad. Look, a lot of reasons to be enthusiastic. Here's one, though, like a little bit of a counterpoint on the X platform from Jack's Vagabond. I'm sad. I don't want to talk about a bright future. These opportunities are rare in the league, and we squandered it away in a year that's wide open. And that's also true. Like, it's squandered. I mean, yeah, they didn't win. Put it this way. Had they won this game and gone on the road and lost at some point, I feel like we're at just one step shy.
Yeah.
I think you got to win that home game, and it is disappointing, and you're right about that. And once you win that, then you're 2 wins away from the Super Bowl, right? And so, and you've gone on the road and you've beaten good teams. So you're right about that. These opportunities don't come. This mix of chemistry that they had this year and performance. Who knows, Dave? They got 30-plus turnovers this year, right? All these interceptions. Does the ball go their way next year? We don't know, right? Does Anthony Campanile get a head coaching gig maybe unexpectedly this offseason? We don't know, And so you're right. They didn't capitalize on this opportunity to the fullest. That's a reality.
Yeah, it felt like the team was the right makeup and the right team for the moment. And I think that's why everybody is hurting so much, because we know the team we had and we saw the team that we were playing that came in super banged up and all these different issues, and the quarterback was in and out of the blue tent. So we are really thinking this is our moment. We just scored with ETN. We're thinking, get off the field. We don't get off the field. We got a minute left. Let's go down and at least give ourselves a chance for a field goal. So all those things there. I can understand people being super excited about this team, and I can still understand people still being super pissed and really feeling like we dropped the ball in this moment.
Yeah, right. And both things can be absolutely true at the same time. Glenn, thank you once again. What is that? Tony on the north side next up here on Jaguars Today. Tony, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Like most Jaguar fans, I just can't believe the season's over with. Like you said earlier, I think Trevor was played sped up a little bit yesterday. There's something just a little bit off, and that's not blaming Trevor. Just something was a little bit off. Those previous 8 weeks, he was MVP. You know what I mean? And even on that 4th and 2, if he just stands up at 6'6" and runs the ball, he gets those 2 yards. I think he dove a little early, and so that was somewhat disappointing. But like I said, Josh Allen was the total reason they won the game. Nothing else. No running game. We shut all that down. It was just one guy, Josh Allen. And like I said, I'm just a little bit hurt. But like I said, New England didn't scare me. No doubt we went up there and beat them. And whoever we played in the championship game, I just knew that's where we were going. But it didn't happen. I think Liam, he coaches like he coaches. I would have kicked the field goal because, number one, Cam Little, if he was nervous, he would have got it off of him on that little kick. And he'd have made that one for 54 because he'd had his feet already wet. So, we can look at it, but that's how the guy coaches, and I guess we just have to live with it.
All right. Hey, Tony, appreciate it. I'm not going to argue with that. It's your take, and I don't know if Cam Little makes the next one. If he makes that one, I understand your thought process, and I would have kicked it as well, but again, it's a matter. It comes down when you lose a game in the postseason by 3 points, and you did all these things well that they did that you can point to. Comes down to a play here, play there. Brandon Cooks doesn't get free down the middle of the seam on that last drive for Buffalo. If that pass gets broken up, do they have enough time to go down? Maybe they do. I mean, they do have enough time, but would they have executed, enough plays if you've been able to keep everything in front? Who knows? If you had gotten a little bit more pass rush yesterday, a lot of things. But then Buffalo's sitting there going, we've got our hands on a lot of damn footballs yesterday. And what if we had gotten couple more picks, and they very easily could have. A couple of those balls that floated and eventually fell harmlessly to the ground were hold your breath balls.
Yes, they were
yesterday. So anyway, Tony, appreciate your reaction to it as well, and everybody else who's weighing in today. Talk a little bit here while we got a moment about Travis Etienne, guys. And I heard the guys on the drill this morning saying, if you're not going to lean into the run game, why are you going to pay Travis Etienne what it's going to take to bring him back? But I look at it a little bit differently, and I am of the general opinion that running backs are replaceable. This guy had a great nose for the end zone for you this year. I think he's a good fit in the locker room. He's a good fit in the passing game for the Jags. They had a nice complementary running game. And here's the deal. Transition tag's $11 million. Franchise tag's too much. It's over $14 million. I don't think they're going to pay Travis Etienne over $14 million. If you put the transition tag on him, that allows other teams to go out there and try to sign him to a deal before if he signs it, he signs it. Then it's like $11 million. That's the estimate, 11.1, something like that. And if he then signs, let's say, a long-term 4-year deal with somebody else, you have a week to match it. And then if you opt to, that's too expensive for us, okay, the market's been set. You say, well, I wouldn't pay him $11 million. You paid De'Ami Brown 10.
Yeah.
And he wasn't active yesterday, right? You miss on some guys. At least with Travis Etienne, you're getting a guy that fits the ecosystem, that is a baller, that did have a great year in the Liam Cohen system. So if they want to transition tag him and bring him back here for $11 million on a 1-year deal, maybe draft another one late and then move past that. Or, look, I could go either way on this, but I was more of the mind that they were going to move on from Etienne for a while. I'm not sure I'm there right now. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot because I like him. I like him as a player, and I think he is a great fit for this team and in our locker room. But for everybody, you can only pay but so much unless you're just super dynamic. And I don't think he quite had that year. He was trending that way when the season started, but, things cooled down for whatever reason. I think he has the abilities. I would like to keep him here because I don't like when we have good players, let them go, and then they go off to do other things and be great other places. Have that success here. So that's where I'm at with it. And if we can afford him, let's keep him.
End of the day, ran for 1,100 yards and 7 on the ground in the regular season. Okay, he caught 36 for 292 and 6 more touchdowns in the passing game. So. Scored yesterday, but 13 regular season TDs and about 1,400 yards. I think he's 1 yard shy of 1,400. To me, yes, was he that guy that you could turn to? Was he Saquon from last year? No. But was he a really good piece of a offense that took a major step forward this year? I think he was.
Well, and I think when you look at the options they're going to have, they're not going to use the franchise tag on Devin Lloyd. Right, so you could think about, do you want to use the transition on Devin or would you want to use it on Etienne, right? And who's it going to be easier to negotiate a contract with, even beyond that, trying to figure out what exactly that would look like. But those are the two guys they're going to have to figure that kind of thing out with. And I kind of like the idea of using the transition on Etienne. And if someone wants to come along and says, look, we'll give him 3 years, 14 a year, you go, good for you, man. Good luck.
Yeah.
Whatever spot that is, you have a number in your head with either of those guys that you'd be willing to, whatever the offer is going to be, they're like, this is what we're comfortable doing. When they both say no to whatever that is, which is likely but not definite, right? When they both say, we'll see what the market says about what my value is going to be, you're going to use the tag on one of them, I would assume. And it's a question of which one would you rather see them use the tag on at that point. I'm probably more ETN than I would be Lloyd.
It's about half the money.
Yeah.
It's 11. This is a projection, so it's not locked in stone. But the transition tag is the estimation, or the average of the top 10 players at your position, as opposed to the top 5 for the franchise tag. Franchise tag costs you 14.1 and change. Okay, and you have exclusive rights. If anyone tries to sign him, they'd have to give up multiple firsts. They're not going to do that for a running back. 11.4 for the transition tag. And again, somebody can sign him, and if they sign him and you don't match, you don't get anything for him. But what you get is the right to match.
Yeah.
And you get that week. By the way, transition tag for a linebacker
still high, I'm
going to be about $23 million. Okay. And the franchise tag's over 27. So they got some
be the likely one.
Yeah, they got some interesting bookkeeping to do. All right. We'll get back to your calls. Tony will take us around the league. Apparently other things happened in the NFL yesterday. Damn it. And we'll continue on. Jaguars Today here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Big Number One Duval Ford. Fantastic dealership, fantastic service department, and they'll come to you. Mobile service from Ford. That's right. They'll come to you, whether it's an oil change, whether it's routine maintenance, whatever you need, a filter, battery replacement. They come and they work on your schedule with the same dealership cost, no extra fees. So stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue and see what everybody's raving about. Big Number One Duval Ford, online at duvalford.com.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Wherever you go, there we are.
I know. I checked online.
1010XL is on your smartphone and tablet. Download our free app for all devices and take us with you around Duval and around the world.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pool. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Jaguars Today.
You're settled into a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
It's the Happy Renewal Year sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer expires January 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Hines Allen was spectacular for the Teal and Black in the wild card round. The star defensive end recorded 4 tackles against Buffalo, and he would also deliver a sack. It was the most fun he's had this year, and it was a joy being able to watch him. And he's your Superior Fence and Rails defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at PlumbingJacksonville.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, saw this. I don't think it was in a negative way that somebody posted this, but it just got me thinking here. It's talking about Trevor Lawrence and said something to the effect of, 2 lead-changing touchdowns in the fourth quarter wasn't good enough. This was on the YouTube chat going down. It wasn't. You're right. It wasn't good enough. Doesn't mean it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it just wasn't good enough. I mean, did Trevor play his best game? No. He didn't play his best game yesterday. Was Trevor terrible yesterday? No. I don't think it was that either. That first interception, he got baited. He didn't see Shaq Thompson. That was a good play by the defense, a bad read by Trevor.
You have to be willing to acknowledge when the team you're playing makes a play.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a reason the Bills have the number 1 ranked pass defense in football. They're hard to throw against, right? They do a really good job. They don't stop the run very well, but they've been really good against the pass. And if you were asking yourself going into the matchup, well, maybe they're good against the pass because everyone runs. You saw the game yesterday. Did that look like a team that only plays good pass defense because they don't stop the run? We saw it. There's no evidence with your eyes that that's the circumstance with the Buffalo Bills defense. They did a really good job against Trevor Lawrence in the past game yesterday. Good for them. That's what they do well.
You bring up an interesting point, though, Tony. I wanted to ask you about this, Dave. All right. So you got Trevor, and it seemed to the layman like myself that he's checking out of plays and dropping into shotgun and probably checking out of run plays because he doesn't like the look that they're giving him, even though they're running it successfully almost any time they try it. Okay, so, but maybe that's why, because they're not trying it in bad spots. But at those points, I think, okay, if they're in a run look, shouldn't we be able to exploit something in the passing game? And I just thought their coverage, like to Tony's point, was just really damn good. Like, Tre'Davious White was in the right spot a lot. You didn't see too many Jaguar receivers running wide open. Occasionally Parker got open. Trevor threw that one down the middle. I swear it took it a century to get there. Right? You know the one that had a little extra loop in it? I was like, but Parker was so damn open that it got there anyway.
Yeah.
And I felt like there should have been, for as many places he checked out of seemingly from run to pass, there should have been better opportunities to hit bigger plays in the pass. Does that make sense? Or
yeah,
not?
It does. But when you're playing a team and you know they can't stop your run, sometimes as coaches, you got to take those check with me plays out and say, hey, we're just going to call the run here. So they say, call it and run it. Don't switch to anything else. And sometimes you got to take your quarterback out of it only because a quarterback, they can make it look like it's going to be that pass is going to be there every time, but then they roll back into something else or they give you the illusion that it was supposed to be that. So they can fool you just as well as you can fool them with a good play call.
Liam said in the postgame that basically, maybe we should have. I forget the exact words. Maybe we should have run it a little bit more.
Yes.
Was the takeaway from it? But I will say this as well. I think Liam Cohen's been honest, right? Like he's critiqued his guys when necessary. We feel like he's coached Trevor hard this year. So when he has said all throughout the second half of the season that Trevor is making the right decisions on what plays to get us into. Do they always execute those plays perfectly? No, because there's physical errors that happen and mental errors as well. But mentally, he's getting them in the looks that Liam wants him to, that he is. So Liam's agreeing with most of the checks that Trevor is making. So, to say he wants to take it away, maybe Liam just said, hey, you know what? We had 3 drives. We scored on all of them. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, maybe we should have had a little bit more balance to run the clock a little bit more, but in terms of actually moving the ball and producing points, we did that. That's the primary objective. So
yeah, and when you're getting in these tight games, you're trying to, hold the clock as much as you can when you're on offense. You're not trying to take your foot off the gas and just try to, make the clock run and that's it. You're still trying to score. You're still trying to do all these things. But when you're running the ball, it is taking something out of that defense, making them just a little bit softer as the game goes on because they're just getting pounded. You're scoring, which is great. That's what we want. But there's got to be a little bit of that balance to it. Everybody says it all the time, and there's a reason why they say we've got to run the ball.
All right. Well said. And, we all agree, I think, and wish it had gone a little bit differently. Any one thing, again, if the defense makes a stop on that last drive, we're saying, I'm surprised they didn't run more, but obviously they knew what they were doing, right? So the outcome has a big determining factor in how we look at these things. Let's let Tony take us around the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Houston backup quarterback Davis Mills did not travel with the team to Pittsburgh due to his wife Tori delivering a baby boy who they shared was named Maximus on an Instagram post on Saturday. Mills was listed as questionable for the game on the team's final injury report. X-rays for the injury to Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford's throwing hand, which he suffered when following through on a pass against the Panthers on Saturday, have come back negative. Carolina left tackle Ike Ekwonu suffered a ruptured patella tendon on Saturday against the Rams. San Francisco tight end George Kittle left their game against Philadelphia with an Achilles injury, was unable to return to the game. And the Atlanta Falcons have named Matt Ryan as their president of football.
Oh, and imagine that. He's given up his TV job. So some people do recognize there could be a conflict of interest, Tom Brady. Let's go to Johnny in Mandarin before we hit our final break. Johnny, you're on Jaguars Today. Good morning.
Hello, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. Tough loss for us, man. But overall, man, I'm proud of them Jaguars from the front office all the way down to the coaches, man. It was a hell of a season. I have a question I want to pose to all of you. If Van Lanen plays, do we win that game? I'm going to hang up and take your question off air.
All right, thank you. I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I don't know that, it was that.
They ran the ball well.
I didn't feel like the offensive line
Trevor got hit 3 times in the whole game.
Yeah, I didn't feel like the offensive line was playing bad.
No, I mean, there was one
Walker
time
had a false start.
He got a false start.
Yeah.
I think he got beat once as well. But, you're going to get beat. Van Lanen's given up a sack as well. So I don't think so. But who knows, right? You just never know.
Never know.
Maybe he makes that extra block on that 4th down. You don't know, right? I mean, or maybe he slips and falls and Trevor gets plastered and the ball pops out and Buffalo recovers and that thwarts the touchdown drive,
Like, I think the 20/20 hindsight thing that people tend to do with all this kind of stuff, it works both ways, right? Like, you never assume the idea you had for how it would have worked better if they had done it in a situation wouldn't have worked.
Correct.
Right? Like, we've had the conversation about what if they ran the ball more in the second half. It's like, well, they didn't, but you don't know that would have worked.
Yeah.
Like, you think maybe it gave you a better chance, but you don't even know that for sure. All you know is what they actually did, in the football game. And the Van Lanen, I slotted up to that kind of thing. It's like Walker didn't play bad, so I don't think it would have that big of an impact, but we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, and you're free to think otherwise, and neither one's provable, right? And let's just hope that next year Van Lanen's in there because he will be based on that contract they gave him, and he stays healthy, and we don't have that question to ask. All right, final timeout right now. We'll come back with some last thoughts with DG for the season on the Jacksonville Jaguar front. Jags fall 27-24. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air. A definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
This is the end.
David Garrard Monday on 1010XL is restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
Man, we got to get all weepy here.
I know. It's like the perfect song, though, for the end of our season.
It is the end.
Very sad.
It's so abrupt. It comes crashing down. And DG.
So sad.
We're happy to say we look forward to having you back for the 2026 season, but it'll be a while until we hear from you again, at least on a regular basis. Hopefully we can get you on from time to time and, get your thoughts on free agency.
Absolutely.
And all that stuff. But your floor here, man. The Jags go 13-4 in the first year under Baselli, Gladstone, Cohen, and company. And what is your overall takeaway and where you see this franchise heading?
Yeah, I'm definitely in the positive camp. I feel like the team is being put together extremely well. We literally are playing with most of the guys we had last year, and we were able to flip our season around, like literally around, going 13-4. The guys are on an upward trajectory. I think Trev, if he can continue to come into the next season and have a great offseason and play at the level he was playing at in the last half of the season, then this team can do whatever it wants to do. And I know that feels like it's a lot of pressure on just him. It's not. We also need our defense to come back and to continue to play, continue to look like and play like a defense that can make plays, can be the defense that shuts other teams down like we did quite a few teams this year. But, we can say all that, hoping and wishing. You just never know. You just never know. So, but I feel really good about where we are right now.
You agree? Pass rush, top of the list, right?
100%. I just want somebody that we know that's what he does. And he bends around the end, doesn't just run through you the whole time, and he affects people. And it could be a young guy, it could be somebody that is a free agent. I don't care. But I want somebody. I feel like most teams probably would say this, but if we had 95 out of Cleveland, we would be. I know, and I know that's hard to find.
We had a guy with 20 plus.
It's hard to find those kind of guys. I know, but that's just adding one guy. It would have been a much different year.
I totally understand, but a lot to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely.
Travis Hunter, Caleb Branshaw didn't play a snap for this team. Wyatt Milam played minimally for this team. Those are your top 3 picks from this year. So while you don't have a first-rounder next year, you get an infusion of new talent. You do have a lot of draft picks. Hopefully a front office that knows how to spend wisely. And again, they're going to make some mistakes as well. Yeah. Right? De'Ami Brown, case in point. That was money not well spent. And wish De'Ami well, but it's not going to be here in Jacksonville. And we'll see how it all goes. All right. We'll get a final goodbye with David Garrard coming up in a moment, but a hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right. I can see half of you on each of these shots right here, Leon.
Do I need to move?
But now you're handsome right where you are, man. Don't you worry.
Get my good side.
You got 2 hours. Oh, look at this. JJ's going to come in here and make sure that you are perfectly centered here. There it is. A lot of Miami love happening.
Appreciate it. I look like a Golden Globe. How about that?
You look fantastic,
Thanks,
as
sir.
always. And so you got 2 hours to reflect. I don't want to steal all your thunder, but try to put it into a sentence or two how you're feeling about the Jags right now.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, the first time I went on Space Mountain, and I enjoyed the ride. And then when I got off, I was upset.
It's over.
It's over. That's how I feel right now. I enjoyed the ride because no one had these kind of expectations from this team. I mean, I had them at 10 wins the most. They gave me 13. So I was overjoyed. And I knew this team was good. This team was good enough to go make a nice little run in the playoffs and maybe even go to a Super Bowl. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out that way. So I'm a disappointed. I'm excited. I was excited, and now I'm disappointed.
Now you got to build it all back up again.
You have to.
You don't start 13-4, man. Start 0-0, and you got to build every brick. Once again, there's a good, decent foundation there for them to add to, but you got to get good health again. You got to get chemistry. You got to get guys making plays. The ball has to bounce your way a few times. So hopefully all those things happen.
Yeah, and you know the worst thing about getting bounced in the playoffs early is that you got to watch the team that you know you could beat.
Bro, I couldn't watch last night. I had to turn it on. I couldn't not watch Sunday Night Football. Wasn't going to do it. So, but you're right. I'll get back to it. I'll watch tonight. I'll hate watch tonight. Let's go Steelers. I mean, can we not?
There you go.
Yep. If you've
and we hate the Steelers,
and we don't even like the Steelers, but we don't. There's a pecking order around here. So anybody but Houston.
Yeah.
If they get bounced, then I'm anybody but Chicago.
There you go.
At this point in time, I am. That's how I am. I hope.
Let's call it a hierarchy of hate.
Hierarchy of hate is good.
Texas sit at the top.
I hope, honestly, if I'm not rooting for anyone necessarily, Seattle might be the least offensive to me, though. Like, they're a good team. They beat us fair and square. I don't have, who's carrying the torch for Sam Darnold? Let him have his moment. I don't care, man. Just can't be the Texans. So
there you go.
Sirs, have a good show.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Coming up for the next 2 hours. And, oh, boy, they're feeling good. Although, that's a pretty good Indiana team. That is a pretty good Indiana team that those Miami Hurricanes will be facing. I'm just saying, sir. I'm a big Hoosier fan, as you well know. All right, DG, what's the off-season hold for you?
A lot of softball.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of softball with my girls. And they're both getting really good, and our team is really good, so I'm excited about it.
Awesome. And Tony, what's the next 22 hours?
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
He'll see you tomorrow.
I'll watch Houston hopefully lose tonight.
That would be good. I'll at least watch the first half because I'm on the air during the first half. And if it looks like I've got a chance to be happy, I'll stick around for it. If it's like 21-3 Houston, I may dip out of that.
I got a bad feeling. We had such a good wild card weekend from typical wild card weekend standards. Like last night was the first real dud, of the 5 that have been played. It's like, are we going to have a wild card week with 5 of 6 that are really good?
And is it going to be like 20-6?
Yeah.
But boring 20-6.
It feels like we're due for one of those.
As long as it's Pittsburgh with the 20, let's go. All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks again to David Garrard, his final visit officially for the 2025 season. For Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. We'll be back checking the tape tomorrow with Jeff Lageman as we soldier on. Thanks for listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.